Facts and request.
Good morning, everyone. I, Dr. Bhushan Arekar, IQAC Coordinator of Ram Niranjan Jhunjhunwala College, welcome you all for the 2 days national webinar on NAC accreditation, a first steps towards achieving excellence in quality education for legal education colleges, organized by the RJ College of Arts, Science and Commerce with the HVPS College of Law. We'll formally start with the webinar. I would now request Principal Dr. Himanshu Davda to give the welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bhushan, sir. A very good morning to everyone present. Our esteemed resource persons from NAC, Dr. Sujata Shanbag, Madam, Advisor, NAC. Dr. Devendra Kavde, Deputy Advisor, NAC. Dr. Usha Mukundan, Madam, Director of Hindi Vidya Prachar Samiti, the governing body of RJ College Institution. Principal Dr. Madhura Kalamkar, Principal of HVPS College of Law. Dr. Bhushan Arekar, IQAC Coordinator of RJ College. My entire team of IQAC and dear participants. It gives me immense pleasure in inviting you all to this 2-day national webinar on NAC accreditation legal education being organized under the aegis of UGC Paramarsh scheme by RJC IQAC and HVPS College of Law. NAC is a process, and like any other process, even NAC has defined steps. As an education institute, our primary goal is effective teaching, learning, and evolution happening on the campus. And the process of NAC gives us a right kind of direction to achieve this. Accreditation by NAC not only endorses the efforts taken by the institution, but also suggests way forward to achieve their goal in excellence in education. We are fortunate that today we have 2 resource persons from NAC who have joined with us to open this webinar. And I would like to thank them for their gracious presence. They have motivated us as a host too in being instrumental in arranging this webinar for the benefit of many other colleges. Welcome Shanbag Madam and welcome Kavdi sir to this session, and I thank you for accepting our invitation. I would like to take this opportunity in thanking the UGC for their Paramarsh scheme, identifying our college as a mentor college. The responsible role of RJC is achieved by vibrant IQAC team, and therefore I would like to thank my IQAC team for being there in designing of this webinar and the further proceedings of the same. Dear participants, on behalf of the management of Hindi Vidya Prachar Samiti of RJ College, on behalf of Director Madam, on behalf of my IQAC and my personal behalf, I extend all of you a very warm welcome and also convey my best wishes for your accreditation process. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I would request Dr. Usha Mukundan, Director of Hindi Vidya Prachar Samiti, to speak about the seminar.
So good morning, everyone. Respected Dr. Sujata Shanbag, Advisor NAC. Respected Dr. Devendra Kavde, Deputy Advisor NAC. Principal Dr. Himanshu Davda, Principal of Hindi Vidya Prachar Samiti's Ram Niranjan Jhunjhunwala College. Principal of HVPS College of Law, Dr. Madhura Kalamkar. Dr. Bhushan Arekar, IQAC Coordinator, Jhunjhunwala College. All invited participants, On behalf of Hindi Vidya Prachar Samiti and on behalf of Junjunwala College, I extend a very warm welcome to all of you for this 2-day webinar. NAC has been there, a guiding force for all of us, and we as a college are in the 4th cycle. Many people think, why go for accreditation? In my opinion, you need a visibility and you should make quality a way of life. That is what NAC has done for all of us. Quality in each of our commitments for the development of the student, for the overall personality development of the student, so that young India can be more vibrant, we can have employable youth and contributing to nation development. We have with us two eminent persons who are going to speak to you at length about the NAC process. Legal education in the last 1 decade has certainly become very, very vibrant, and there are many colleges, higher educational institutions, which are providing with legal education. So NAC has come out with a new accreditation manual so as to facilitate the entire process. And in view of this, under the UGC Paramarsh scheme, we thought it would be a good idea to bring all educationists under one forum and create awareness so that they can prepare for the NAC process. Now, with the quantitative parameters in place, whatever activity you do, you need to keep records. And this webinar would help you to do that process in a very smooth manner, rather than thinking that it is a lot of work. It is not a lot of work. It is only keeping the process in place. So at the end of the 2-day webinar, I'm very sure you will realize it is an entirely easy process. You have been doing everything in a very nice manner, but now you need to keep the records properly so that it becomes very easy for you when you upload the SSR. With this, I once again thank the resource persons from NAC, Dr. Sujata Shanbhag and Dr. Devendra Kavde, for accepting our invitation to be with us today morning and to guide us for the entire NAC process. Thank you, Bhushan, for inviting me here, and over to you now.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we'll begin with our first session. The resource person will be speaking as the first resource person, Dr. Devendra Kavde, sir. To introduce Dr. Devendra Kavde, is a well-known personality. Sir is working as a 17. He has worked as a Joint Secretary, University Grant Commission, New Delhi. Sir has also worked as Director, Department of Management Science and Research. He has been an international reviewer with Quality Assurance Team for Institutional Review of Eastern University of Sri Lanka, Oluville, Sri Lanka, and he has also been a faculty of founder management experience 16 years and administrative experience of more than 40 years. So also supervisor for PhD with RTM Nagpur University. He was a member of core working group which designed the revised accreditation framework, assessment and accreditation process of NAC. Sir has also contributed in policy framing for assessment and accreditation process of NAC. He has coordinated as NAC help desk in answering the queries of the stakeholders related with higher education and NAC A&A process, and has coordinated in framework of university manual for A&A process of NAC. Which was such vast illustrious experience and career. Today, sir is a guiding force who can guide us on the overall process of NAC accreditation. Sir, we are eagerly waiting to listen to you. Over to you, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
So namaste to everybody. It's my pleasure to speak in front of all you good academicians, principal of this institution, Dr. Usha Madam, and all good academic friends and fraternity from the law college and institution. In fact, we have recently launched our this law university law legal education manual, and it has made a difference in the fraternity of legal education because they were in demanding since several, I think so, years itself that they should have a different manual because many of some metrics does not suit their institution. Now, in this probably 1 hour or 1.5 hour session, I will be talking about assessment and accreditation process related with the legal education. Okay. First, to start with about NAC. Yes, of course, every time I begin my session, I talk about 1 or 2 minutes about this prestigious organization which we belong to. This National Assessment and Accreditation Council is an autonomous institution established by University Grants Commission of India to assess and accredit the institution of higher education. It was established in 1994 with the education policy at that time, that was 1986 policy. And as per its recommendation only, it was established. Probably with the present education policy, there might be certain changes which are in pipeline that you are aware of. We go with certain core values that you can see, that is contribution to national development, fostering global competencies among students, inculcating value system in student, promotion of use of technology, quest for excellence. These core values you will find in all our assessment and accreditation process, in all our metrics, in all our criteria, in all our key indicators. Somehow, some or the other way it is related. Now, one of the best thing about the NAC is that we don't force the institution to come for assessment accreditation process. It's a voluntary process from our side. We don't enforce it. Yeah, of course, government is making compulsory. Even NEP also talks that till 2035, all the institutions in the country should be accredited. There is the reason. The reason is that the quality in higher education should climb a ladder so that the output or the outcome in the form of the students may bring a big difference in the economy. So it's a vis-a-vis directly and indirectly related with our economic growth and all that. NAC facilitates the institutions in many ways. It strengthens the institution in the form of climbing the quality ladder, what I always talk about. Then it provides the information related with the strength, weakness, and opportunities through informed review process. An identity of the institution in respect of new areas of planning and resource allocation is also provided by the NAC process. Whosoever institution moves ahead, new sense of direction and identity to the institution is also provided. The collegiality in the campus happens because of NAC process. Funding agency look for objective data, and for example, RUSA, you will find that as per the grade, the RUSA grant is being disbursed. Society also will, at present to some extent, not completely, but in the future it will definitely happen. Society will look for reliable information for the quality of education offered to the prospective recruits. Means the parents or the students will definitely think about the grade of that particular institution before pursuing the education in that. Similarly, the employers also in the near future will definitely happen. Those institutions who got a good grade, there the first preference will be there. What happens at present with the IITs and IIMs? And of course, in many of the institutions where the goodwill is there, very good goodwill is there. For example, this RG college, RG group of institutions. Then intra and inter-institutional interaction is necessary, and though it happens because of this process, because we have come out with such type of metrics, in our assessment accreditation process that helps to proceed with an intra and inter-institutional interaction that is also in the form of collaboration, which we have asked in criteria number 3. We always talk that it's only simply the academic fraternity, if involved in the NAAC process, will not suffice. It's also that administrative people should also be taken into confidence when any institution go with the NAAC's assessment accreditation process. We will quote an example. I think so many of you people might also have realized this. If a student, a boy or girl who wants to take an admission, and if he visits that institution, he first has an interaction with the non-teaching staff only. For example, some person in the that employee who might be sitting there on the first day on the front desk to guide the student about the information related with the teaching learning is being provided. And if that example, if that girl wants to do an engineering in the computer science, and he goes there and he finds that one girl is sitting in the receptionist and guiding related with the information about the institution. When that girl asks to that receptionist that I want to do an engineering computer science and I came to know it is there. And then instantly by mistake, without training, that receptionist instantly replies, yes, this engineering course is there, computer science is there, I have done it from there. So what will be the impression to the girl who has come there to ask? So it makes a difference. Or else sometimes it may happen that the receptionist or the person who is guiding or the clerks who administrative staff may not talk properly. That also have a wrong impression, or the goodwill may suffer of that institution. So it is essential that the administrative staff should also be taken into confidence for this quality parameters, or when we move ahead with the NAAC process or any sort of likewise. Okay, so they should be taken into confidence. We have also seek such type of information in our criteria number 6, that what sort of training programs are being provided or for the non-academic staff in addition to the academic. There is a reason, so that they should also be motivated. That is the reason. So academic and administrative staff both should work in coordination with each other. This image intentionally I have pushed it here. There is a reason for this. This image, it doesn't mean that because of that man, that elephant is able to climb that truck. It's not, absolutely not because of that. Only that elephant has a feeling, yeah, somebody is there behind me, so I will not fall. So that feeling makes a difference, and that feeling is expected from every stakeholder of higher education, every stakeholder of the institution, when they go with this NAAC process. This NAAC process itself is just like an, assume it is like an elephant. It's a big one, big work is there. So everybody's support in the form of this hand is essential in some or the other way, whether it is administrative or academic staff, to move ahead with this NAAC process. Then only they can get a very good grade, and that will further enhance their goodwill. So it's always a win-win situation for everybody. So it's an interesting one. Focus on quality. Now friends, quality in higher education has several meanings. Probably you might be very well aware of. The good academicians like Usha madam and several others like you people might be able to talk several hours on this quality aspect. But it has a single definition, I will tell you. Single definition in the sense which includes lots of things. So quality in higher education provides learners with the capability they require to become economically productive, develop sustainable livelihood, contribute to peaceful and democratic society, and enhance individual well-being. These are several aspects which are essential to climb the quality ladder. Okay, so we have to focus on quality, and it becomes a prime duty of every stakeholder of higher education. It is not only the responsibility of
sorry to disturb you. स्लाइड शो नहीं हुआ सर, स्लाइड मूव नहीं हो रहे.
स्लाइड मूव नहीं हो रहा है.
हाँ, स्लाइड शो नहीं किया. हाँ,
अभी
क्योंकि पहले स्लाइड पर ही है सर वो.
ओह, बताना चाहिए तो हम.
हाँ, सॉरी सर, सॉरी. तब से मैं सोच रही थी कि स्लाइड, क्योंकि यहाँ साइड में दिखता है मुझे पैनल में, मगर स्लाइड
Yes.
मूव नहीं हो रहे हैं। हाँ,
नहीं मेरे पास हो रहा है, मैं सोच रहा हूँ मूव हो रहा है।
No, sir, it's still on the first slide only.
Means something is wrong. 1 minute. Let me
Actually,
see.
there must be two windows open for your PowerPoint. One window is the one where the slide panel shows.
अभी
And the
है?
other
ये
one is
हाँ हाँ हाँ,
this one is
यस सर,
the
अभी
window.
हो रहा
यस
है?
सर, यस सर।
ओ तेरे
हाँ।
ले
हाँ, नहीं पर वो साइड पैनल में दिख रहे थे, पर हाँ ठीक है सर।
इट्स ओके, अच्छा हुआ आपने बताया। इट्स गुड,
थैंक यू सर।
thanks for informing, otherwise it would have been simply okay. So this was an इतना अच्छा इंटरेस्टिंग इमेज लगाया था, आप बोले स्लाइड शो। एनीवे, सो दिस
सर
वाज एन इमेज।
थोड़ा लाउड भी चाहिए,
लाउड
थोड़ा
कम
सा
हो रहा है
loudly।
क्या? हाँ, गुड गुड, थैंक्स फॉर
Thank you,
जस्ट
sir।
इन्फॉर्मिंग। अच्छा है, नहीं तो पता कैसे चलेगा, हम इसमें यही प्रॉब्लम होता है ऑनलाइन में, वर्चुअल में, अनलेस समबडी इन्फॉर्म्स हाउ वी कम टू नो। सो थैंक्स उषा मैडम। Yeah, this was an image that I was talking about before, that focus on quality. It's a very interesting image. I think so. Now it can be visible, right? Everything. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay. So, yeah, this was the image that I was talking about, that everybody's support is essential for to move ahead with this gigantic task of NACS process. Okay, let us move ahead. What happened now? Yeah, it's moving, na?
yes, sir, it's moving.
Yes, sir. It's
So
moving.
this focus on quality, I just narrated one definition, that quality in higher education provides learners with the capability they require to become economically productive, develop sustainable livelihood, contribute to peaceful and democratic society, and enhance individual well-being. I will not explain because I have already shared with you. Moving ahead. Okay, from here we will proceed with an explanation. So this 7-letter, what you can see that of Q, U, A, L, I, T, Y, on that basis only the 7 criteria are developed. Okay, the 7 criteria are considered to be 7 core functions of higher education institution. All these criteria are related with the core functions of higher education institution, because every word in this quality has its meaning. Example, Q stands for quest for excellence, U for understanding the concept, A for action orientation, L for learning centric approach, I for innovation for change, T for training for competencies, Y for year round activity. So if you keep on describing it, it is a very elaborative and with examples, it finds very interesting also. We often say that NACS process is not a one-time job. It's a continuous process, everyday process. Every day we should have some or the other things which helps us to move ahead with what we have aimed for achieving that quality parameter. Okay. Now this 7 criteria can be further divided, that I will explain in the later slide. For example, I will share with you here. These 7 criteria are generally divided into key indicators. Okay, key indicators can be the form of 34. In legal education also, the key indicators are 34 in number for universities. For colleges, it is 31 for undergraduate college and 32 for postgraduate college. These are the key indicators which comes under those 7 criteria, which maximum of you people might be knowing. Okay, because it is almost same as good as normal affiliated college process or university process, but the metrics differs in case of legal education. For legal education, there are 120 metrics for universities. Okay, if it is a legal university, then 120 metrics are there, and if it is college, there are 97 97 metrics for undergraduate college and 99 metrics for postgraduate affiliated college. So in this way, the bifurcation is there. Then types of metrics are qualitative and quantitative in nature, that goes without saying, and very easy to understand this quantitative and qualitative aspect also. Qualitative metrics are those metrics which are subjective in nature, while quantitative metrics are those metrics which are objective in nature. Example, qualitative metrics are being assessed by the peer team member who will be visiting that institution, while quantitative metrics are being assessed on the basis of the data and the documentation which are being submitted or uploaded by the institution, that is in the form of whatever standard operating procedure is derives related with that particular quantitative matrix. On that basis only, they have to upload the data. I will explain you in detail related with that. And this DVV process will be explained by our Sujata madam later on. Now, if you go with the bifurcation of the metric, you will find there are 120 metrics. I said now for legal education, legal institutions, 120 metrics are for universities. For normal universities, there are around 115, but for legal is a slightly increased. Similarly, for affiliated colleges, for legal specifically affiliated colleges, there are 97 metrics and 99 for postgraduate. It's again a very simple, very little difference is there with the normal affiliated college. In that case, it is 93 and 96. Here it is 97, 99. And percentage files you will find this is the percentage for the quantitative metric, that is 68.3, 61.62.6. So overall, you can assume it is in the round figure. Quantitative metrics are around 65%, means 65% of the metrics are objective in nature, and almost 35% of the metrics are subjective in nature if you go in that way. Okay. Now, for any institutions who want to proceed with this assessment accreditation, it is any, whether it is a legal education institution or any, it is the process remains same. For example, first they have to register themselves. If it's a new institution, they have to register. If it is an old institution, just like this RJ college and all that, so they might be already having that registration ID and password. But in case if it is new, they have to come out with the new registration, and that email address should be of the institution. It should not be an individual email address. That has to be taken care by every institution. Now, after registration, for any sort of, whether it is old institution or new, the process remains same. Means they have to apply with an IIQ, that is institutional information for quality assessment. This is that concept. I will explain this also. After IIQ being applied, the institution has to then upload the SSR, that is self-study report, within 45 days. It consists of that quantitative and qualitative metrics. And thereafter, once it is uploaded, the DBV process starts, that is data validation verification process, which happens within 30 days. Even during this process, some queries are there from the institution. So it is being asked through the portal by the DBV partner to the institution. Okay, so that to respond to that queries, means accumulated of queries are there in the portal, which are being asked by the DBV partner, and the response to that queries has to be done by the respective institution through their portal only. There is no verbal communication happens. So one time facility is being provided to the institution that they should respond within 30 days. And simultaneously, the student satisfaction survey also happens. In this way, the things goes. Okay. Now, if in case this IIK, if they are unable to clear because of certain reason, then they get 2 more chances for to apply if it is rejected. Okay. Now, after IIK, I said SSR, DVV, and then DVV, what happens in the DVV, they have to at least score 25% in that quantitative metrics. Okay, then only they are able to go for peer team visit. That is called pre-qualification stage. We have called it as a pre-qualification stage. Once that pre-qualification stage is clear, then only the institution can go for peer team visit, and then the grade is declared. In this way, this process is there. This process is for legal education and remains common for all the types of institution. Okay. Now let us go ahead. After in this IIK, what are the things? Very simple things are there. This is also common for all the types of institutions. In the IIK, the Aisha certificate, we are asking All India Survey of Higher Education Institutions that they have to participate. It's a compulsion from the government that every institution has to participate in Aisha. And then university affiliation letter, if it is there, if it is, or in case if it is in self university, then SRA certificate is essential. Then undertaking and self-declaration also has to be provided by the institution in their letterpad. In case of self-declaration, they have to provide the information about the program and courses, what they are running into that institution. Now, one important thing that institution should remember, that the name stated in that IIQA should be common in all the types of document. That we should be very much careful. Otherwise, sometimes if even a single spelling mistake is there, If it doesn't matches, then the query goes to the institution that you please explain or clarify why there is like that, and try to rectify it, or you rectify it like that. Sometimes it happens that affiliation letter has some different name, spelling and all that. So we ask them to come out with the correct one like that. Even the website also we check it. So we do a very micro analysis in our work. Though it's a central government institution, but it works like a corporate and a private institution itself. Very inclusive work we do it. It's not a one-time checking or evaluations we done. 2-3 filters go through it. Means one person sees it first, then second, third. It's like that. So it's a very stringent process. Okay. Now, after I already shared with you that after acceptance of IIQA, they may go ahead for SSR, but if it is rejected, they get 2 more chances to apply within that year. That's the facility we have provided with the same fee structure. Okay, now what happens after that? After acceptance, within 45 days, the institution has to upload SSR. This I have already shared. Some examples I would like to quote here related with this quantitative and qualitative metrics. Simple, again, it's simple. It's from this metric is being taken from the legal education manual itself. Here you can find it that the institution frequently updates its IC facilities, including Wi-Fi. It's a qualitative metric. Here the institution has to provide the information related with what sort of updation they have given in their IT infrastructure and all that related with the Wi-Fi facility we are talking about, and that is being assessed by the peer team member who will be visiting that institution. In this way, the things work. Okay, and this is related with all the types of qualitative metrics. Means they have to explain there in 500 words what are the things they are doing it in their institution. And one thing very important, you should see what is there as a fact. That only you should write down. Sometimes a rosy picture the institution write down, and when the peer team member visit the institution, they don't find it there. In that case, there can be an issues. Okay, so better way, whatever the facts are there, that only you should try to write down, or what you are able to do it, that only, that we should always take care. Otherwise the impression seems to be go in a negative direction. So that we have to take care. Quantitative metrics may simple, very clear. Wheresoever the percentage, numbers, figures are involved, that is called quantitative metrics. Here the institution has to provide the related, whatever the data or the figure they are providing it, they have to give the document related with that. For example, student computer ratio, if we talk about, the institution will give some figure of student, so whatever student ka figure they give in IIQA, while uploading the IIQA, they have to give some student figure, say some 1,000 students figure they have given, for example. So the same will reflect here when they go for filling stage of quantitative metric in SSR, because so that is the thing we have provided facility to. It is essential because that should match. Now, if we talk about a figure computers, if they provide here 500 computers, for example, so in that case, the institution has to provide the information related with their computer in the form of document. Means they will have to give the bills of that computer. So and so computers are being purchased. Okay, with 500 kapure, they should provide a bill. Similarly, they also have to give the stock register mentioning that these 500 computers are purchased. Naturally, it may be purchased in different dates and all that. So stock register is maintained in all the institutions. So it should be mentioned there. So that has to be seen. That this is a part of SOP which I am sharing with you. So accordingly, for every quantitative metric, there is certain need of document, and that is mentioned very nicely in our standard operating procedure. It's a very easy thing. Any institution who wants to go with the assessment accreditation process should go with the planning. They should not go randomly. Oh, we just say, okay, we have to go with the NAC. So 1 month before we should start preparing, try to upload the SSR submit. In that way, they will fall on the face. That is true. Because so much of documentation is required, and it requires a 5 years data. It is not a 1 year data, it's a 5 years data. So it requires a planning. The institution which has a good planning can definitely score. But the institution which goes without planning randomly, if they try to move ahead in that way, it's difficult, because 1 or 2 document probably can be can come out easily, but having a concrete document of last 5 years, it requires a strategy and planning. So please go with the planning for this process. Anyway, in the near future also, whatsoever the changes might be happening or might happen, but the base remains same. So base, whatsoever I am sharing with you directly or indirectly through this process, you just remember that on that basis only the overall assessment accreditation process is going to happen in the future also. And even one example, one thing I would like to share here, actually should have been stated in the early slides itself. Most probably many of the faculties might be here to listen in the form that they will get some certificate or whatsoever. But because you are an academician, so one very wise advice I will give you. You are an academician. Everybody is a good academician here who is listening. So my request is that please listen and try to come out with the points of this session. That will be helpful because you will be also delivering a talk or taking a session in some other way, in some other webinar, workshop, conference. That will be helpful for you to narrate your thoughts. Okay. Now this is an image, something different, and it has a quote that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I will repeat this line. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. This suits our every incidents what we move ahead in our life, and it also very well suit to our assessment accreditation process. That our experience shows that the institution who has taken it seriously, when the institution has taken the things in a way that it is going to benefit them, taken it positively, with that when they change their way to look at things, and they have really benefited. And those that are very less institutions who have taken it negatively, they felt that it has lots of work, lots of documentation has to be given, and so and so and so. For them, really, they have suffered also. But there are very, very less such type of institutions. Basically, the institutions are very passionate of getting something good grade and want to move ahead. Even the academicians are also very active in many institutions, just like you. So it makes a difference. Let us go with the criteria wise concept. One by one, we will see in slightly in detail also, and that will help. Oh, shit. One second. Yeah. Now, in this case, curricular aspect, you will find the weightage for this criteria is weightage for this criteria. You can find it 150 with universities, and 100 is the weightage for the affiliated colleges. Now, why there is a difference of weightage for university and college? For a very simple reason, because universities are there to design and develop the syllabus, while colleges are there to plan and implement the syllabus. So here we have asked very simple things to the institution, that how frequently they update their or plan their timetable for running the courses or the programs in the institution. Then academic flexibility, we have asked related with how what sort of courses and programs they are providing, or add-on certificate or value-added courses they provide to the students. Then whether they have implemented the CBCS system in their institution. Likewise, then moot courts or legal education related, what are the extra things they are providing? Such type of very simple metrics are there, which are narrated in this particular what we call key indicator. Feedback system is something very interesting. What I found it is that feedback generally from the students, teachers, and even the alumni also. Alumni feedback is also needed when they proceed with this this system. And then whether that feedback is being evaluated, where feedback is being evaluated by the institution and push that feedback in the I think so. Screen sharing has stopped. One second. Yeah. The feedback assessed, analyzed, and evaluated by the institution. This is the thing they are asking. So in this way, the institution has to provide the detailed information about whatever the feedbacks being narrated or taken by the institution for this process. Similarly, uh, teaching, learning, and evaluation, if we talk about, in this case, the institution is asking, means the institution has to provide the information related with the students' enrollment and profile, catering to student diversity. Now, there is a difference. You will find the weightage 200 weightage there for university and 350 weightage for affiliated college. The reason overall weightage for all the total criteria is 1000. And why we have kept so much of big difference between university and affiliated college? Because for your information, maximum of our affiliated colleges are in rural area. 60.57% almost of the institution are in rural area. Due to that concern and because of that aspect only, we have kept it essential for the institution that they may reply very nicely related with the concept of teaching and learning process. And this is a facility which we have provided to the affiliated college, that because maximum of the institution in the affiliated college are good in teaching and learning rather than research and innovation and related activities. Research and innovation is maximum focus in universities that you will find in the next criteria. So here, what sort of process they are adopting, whether they are moving ahead with the ICT related teaching concept, whether or whether the evaluation process is being done in the institution in a right way, in a proper way, or in a timely evaluation, whether the grievance of or the students are being solved. Likewise, or how many number of students are being enrolled in the institution as compared to the demand, that is demand ratio. Then student mentor ratio is also there. For example, there might be certain teachers who might be doing a mentoring to the particular student, or for example, one teacher is there and 30 students might be there. So that students mentor ratio is also being seeked in this particular criteria. Similarly, the student satisfaction survey, this is something very different, which I will be sharing with you later on. It's very interesting, which is working very nicely in our this overall assessment accreditation process. Moving ahead, criteria number 3, I already shared with you that research, innovation, extension is generally in maximum done in the university as compared to the college, because of the facilities or the infrastructure facility which they are having as compared to the affiliated colleges. But what we have done it in order to provide a facility to the affiliated college, because of lack of facility or less facility, not lack of, less facility we'll call it about, promotion of research and facilities and consultancy is not applicable for the affiliated colleges, while rest of the things are applicable. One line I remember that innovation is the conversion of human desirability, technical feasibility, and business feasibility. Now, innovation is the need of the hour, and so what we have pushed specifically because of good infrastructure in universities, so we have kept a good weightage there. But for the colleges, we have just less weightage is there, but we have kept a metric. At least they should move ahead. They should be motivated to proceed with their direction. For example, number of research papers published in the UGC notified journal. Then projects, they get it from various agencies. Okay, how many number of papers are being published in papers being published in journals? So yeah, some chapter they might be writing in the books, that also can be given by the particular teacher. This data should be accumulated, because there's some ratio is being calculated on the basis of how many papers are being published and how many number of faculties are there. So that makes it, because it is a very some part for every institution, for every faculty members, because there sometimes it is good, sometimes it may differ. Similarly, consultancy, what sort of consultancy they are providing, it's for university applicable, it is not for affiliated colleges, it is applicable. But we are probably in the future, it may happen, consultancy may be applicable for affiliated college, but step by step we are moving ahead towards our stringent, robust, and transparent system. Extension activity is related with extension activity, the neighborhood community, in terms of impact and sensitizing students for holistic issues and social development. This is something very important, because we ask the institution to motivate their student to proceed with an extension activity, because students should think about the society at large. Unless they think about the society at large, there cannot be a difference. Only being a self-centered person will not suffice. If we are living in the society, if we are living within the people, then their feeling should be there about to think about the society. So you will find the weightage also is very much in this case for the affiliated college, specifically if you talk about 60-50 weightage in extension activities.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, the slides are not moving, sir.
Oh shit. One second. Something might be.
The problem?
Yeah.
स्क्रीन शेयर नहीं हो रहा है क्या?
One second. Something is wrong.
हाँ, एक मिनट. सर आप को होस्ट है, होना चाहिए. हाँ, हो गया.
Can you see the change? Hello.
फुल स्क्रीन कर दीजिए ना.
चेंज हो
हाँ,
रहा है
दिख रहा
क्या?
है सर.
चेंज हो रहा है क्या?
हाँ, आप आगे जाएंगे तो पता चलेगा सर. अभी राइट वो 3 पे है.
चेंज
लाइट
नहीं हो
शो
रहा.
कर दीजिए ना सर.
नहीं हो रहा है.
ओह शिट.
लाइट शो नहीं होता है.
नहीं हो रहा है सर.
कहाँ गया है? अभी हो रहा है क्या? देखिए हो रहा है क्या? हेलो.
No, sir. Slides are not visible.
विजिबल
स्लाइड
ही
ही नहीं
नहीं.
दिख रहा है अभी.
यस. हाँ ठीक है. हैव यू सेंट? लेट मी ट्राई अगेन. 1 मिनट मैडम.
अभी दिख रहा है.
अभी ठीक रहा है, दिख रहा है. देखिए
स्लाइड शो नहीं है सर. इसलिए नहीं.
ये हो रहा है क्या? हो रहा है क्या?
नहीं सर, नहीं.
सर
हुआ.
प्रोबेबली जो स्क्रीन आप
गया.
शेयर कर रहे हैं वो
हाँ.
पावर पॉइंट की मेन विंडो शेयर कर रहे हैं. जब आप स्लाइड शो ओपन करते हैं तो एक डिफरेंट विंडो ओपन होती है. तो यू हैव टू शेयर दैट स्क्रीन जिसमें ये स्लाइड शो आएगा, वो विंडो आपको शेयर करना होगा।
देखो अभी वी विल ट्राई अगेन, ठीक है। माइक्रोसॉफ्ट शेयर, क्या पोजीशन है अभी, हाउ इट इज लाइक?
We can view the slide now, sir.
Is it changeable? Can you see the change?
It is not changing, only the first slide is there. Ha. Yes,
It's changing now?
yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
Yes, sir, it's changing.
फुल स्क्रीन में why it is not changing? फुल स्क्रीन तो किया, फुल स्क्रीन में
चलेगा, इतना दिखेगा तो।
फुल स्क्रीन में चेंज हो रहा है,
हाँ, yes sir.
अभी चेंज हो रहा है, चेंज हो रहा है क्या मैडम?
No, sir, it's not moving. Hello. हाँ, it's changing, sir.
हाँ ओके, लेट इट बी,
Sir,
इट्स
thank you.
चेंजिंग। उषा मैडम,
Yes, sir.
उषा
Yes
मैडम,
sir.
हाँ
Yes sir.
फुल स्क्रीन करने पे चेंज होता है क्या, बताइए मुझे बस। अभी चेंज हो रहा है?
हाँ,
Change
हुआ
हो-
चेंज।
हुआ है?
हाँ,
हाँ ठीक है, चलो बाय गॉड ग्रेस, ठीक है, ओके। नाउ व्हाट आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट रिसर्च इनोवेशन। रिसर्च इनोवेशन से हम थोड़ा सा बात कर लेते हैं। रिसर्च इनोवेशन में प्रमोशन ऑफ रिसर्च एंड फैसिलिटी, तो व्हाट आर द मेट्रिक्स रिलेटेड विद दिस? फॉर एग्जांपल ग्रांट्स रिसीव्ड फ्रॉम गवर्नमेंट एंड नॉन गवर्नमेंट एजेंसीज, इफ वी टॉक अबाउट उसमें रिलेटेड चेंजेस आर देयर। द नंबर ऑफ seminar, conference, workshop conducted, amount received through funding from government and non-government agencies. Institution has created an ecosystem for innovation initiative for creation transfer of knowledge. Such type of simple metrics are there, and extension activity के बारे में मैंने आपको बताया ही है। अब इसमें और एक चीज है कि कोलैबोरेशन, दिस इज समथिंग वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, कि इंस्टीट्यूशन हैज सेवरल कोलैबोरेशन लिंकेजेस फॉर फैकल्टी एक्सचेंज, स्टूडेंट एक्सचेंज। व्हाट वी डू इट जनरली, इंस्टीट्यूशन करते ही है कोलैबोरेशन, बट देयर शुड बी a proper documentation of that collaboration. One more thing is there, functional MOUs. Now functional MOUs में the MOU should be related to the academics. Otherwise, one institution we remember they have given an MOU with a plumber or some carpenter or likewise. That doesn't suffice. And this MOUs and collaboration का भरपूर फायदा लेना चाहिए. The institution should take a maximum benefit of this. Why? Okay, scoring तो है ही, but in addition, when our teachers go for in some other institution, they get benefited by the same. Similarly, the other faculty members comes to our institution, they also see it's a give and take policy, because as an institution, most probably we may not be very good in all the places, or other institution may also may be like that. We may be good in some place where they might be weak, okay, and vice versa. So in that way, we can get a very good benefit by such process. So this MOUs makes a difference if the institution is moving ahead with that concept. Okay. Similarly, in case of students also, collaboration may on-job trainings may it helps for the if we are having a good collaboration with some industries and all that. So on the training, then practical approaches, field trip, field visit, like internship. In this way, so many places it does benefit to the institution if we are going ahead with this concept. So the institution should take benefit of, and any sort of institution, any sort of faculty will be interested for these two concepts 100%. I'm confident. As compared to हो सकता है research में the people may not be good, they are not interested in writing the papers or the projects or likewise, but they will definitely be interested in extension activity and collaboration. So you should, so what you will find in affiliate policy, the weightage 60 and 25, 50 and 25. So this is a weightage, maximum weightage is given for these two key indicators. So institutions are requested to do maximum, take a maximum advantage of this thing. Extension activity I already shared. It's a motivation to the institution, which is necessary, motivation to the institution in the form of student or through the student, both the ways. So the students they should think about the welfare and well-being of the society through extension activity. They may do all these businesses, and I will more explain in criteria number 7 how useful it is and can make a difference for the institution in a longer term. Infrastructure and learning resources, you will find the weightage is 100. Okay, here what we are asking, simple things: physical facility, adequate facilities for infrastructure, for example library, laboratory, okay, like this classroom, seminar halls, whether the institution has that type of facility. Then similarly, adequate facilities for cultural activity, yoga, games, indoor outdoor games facilities with having. Some institution may not, for example the institution in Mumbai, probably because of shortage of land and all that, may differ. But anyhow, the old institution may have the good land also for outdoor facilities, or some people may hire some other land for this outdoor game facility, but it should be there because it makes a difference in the life of the student also. So what we have kept it almost a compulsion part. Then percentage of classroom having ICT enabled facilities such as smart class, LMS. Now here we are asking the geotag photos and all that to the institution, that they have that ICT facilities, and if it is so, they have to click that photo with the geotag. Means what? It's simple. That particular institution is longitude and latitude is there in that photo, whenever it is clicked, it automatically comes there. So that indicates that that particular photo is taken of that or from that institution only. That is an intention. Okay. Then percentage of expenditure excluding salary for infrastructure augmentation. Okay. Now, infrastructure augmentation means what are the other expenses they are moving ahead with. Sometimes the management may contribute, sometimes the government's money may chip in for the construction or infrastructure building and all that likewise. So this is all included in physical facility. If we call about library as a learning resources, it is related to the ILMS, Integrated Library Management System, ILMS software, whether the institution has. Almost all the institution has nowadays. So what I said, this criteria number 4 is very easy for any institution to score. Okay. Then similarly, in addition, there we are asking if it, because library is there, so subscription they have, e-journals, shows Ganga, shows Sindhu, a subscription, whether they have it, e-books they have it, databases, whether they are keeping it nicely in their institution. Some options is the A, B, C, D and all that. So they have to pick that option accordingly. Whichever options they are taking it, they have to provide a related document for that option. Okay, in this way the things move. Immediately, adequate infrastructure of sports also. Sports already I have shared, indoor and outdoor and all that. Then if we talk about the books and journal, then how sort of budget they are planning or budget allocated for the purchase of books and journal. That's also a routine thing. See, routine things are there, but you should have a documentation. Again and again, I am repeating. If the budget is there, if some amount is being spent for the same, then CA audited certificate is essential. In simply signed by the principal will not suffice. Please take care, because some institution may simply come out with the balance sheet and all that and stamp and signed by the principal and they submit. It's not that. You go through the SOP, you will find it that it has to be signed by the chartered accountant. This CA certificate is essential in respect of any sort of financial aspect is there. Then per day usage of library by students and teachers. For that, a proper record has to be kept by the institution. Sometimes you will find in the library some register is being kept, and there the students or the teacher go and sign it for every day. So that has to be recorded properly, because randomly some days record is being asked by the DV, because we have provided them that liberty. You may ask any of the days record from the institution. So that record has to be kept. So it's a duty of the librarian to keep a record. And even the head, as the head of the institution, the principal or the director of the institution should see that the students and the teacher regularly visit the library. Of course, it's benefit. Yes, we understand very well that everything is available in the mobile and the laptop and the internet, through net, of course, every information is there. But I think so many of you seasoned academicians will agree with us that reading in physical form makes a difference as compared to the virtual form. And probably in the near future, virtual form concept assessment will also be done. Let us see. But at present, it is like that, a per day usage of library by teachers and students. Then IT infrastructure. So you will find a weightage is 25 for all the types of institution. Here, simple things are the institution frequently, one metric I have shown you in early. Institution frequently updates its IT facility, including Wi-Fi. It's a qualitative metric where the institution has to provide information that how frequently they are updating their IT facilities and what are the resources they are utilizing, so that the institution can have a proper documentation related with that and can show to the peer team member whenever they visit the institution. Then student computer ratio already shared with you. This maintenance of campus infrastructure is so interesting, friends. One quote is also there, I will share with you later related with that. But let me explain the two metrics here. Maintenance of campus infrastructure, average expenditure incurred on maintenance by the institution. Average expenditure incurred means other than salary component, means they already have some budget allocated for maintenance. Okay, and is essential. If it is a very big institution or small institution, anyway, it is essential. Big institution may require a much cost, small institution may require a less cost. Then whether they have an established system of maintaining that. So for that, they have to write down something, and accordingly, when the visit will be there, they will assess it whether they have really maintained it or not. Now I will quote, say something related with, so essential it is. And you can remember or you can note it down. Place for everything and everything in its place. It's very interesting. Huh? Place for everything and everything in its place. Example, a boy or girl in the institution, when they are in the canteen, they eat something from that chips packet, and after eating that wrapper, that packet, if they want to throw, instead of throwing in the dustbin, they're throwing somewhere else. And if some hundreds of students do like that, then what will happen? Okay, so a place for everything and everything in space, very essential. Similarly, if a teacher is going for a class, and after taking a class, he comes to the staff room, back to the staff room, and keeping his duster, books and all that, rather than keeping in cupboard, he keeps on the table and forgets it, or likewise. And if many of the teachers do like, what will happen? So a place for everything and everything is place. This can be quoted several ways. Even in your house also, when you go for in your college with your bike or car, and after returning from your college around 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, probably rather than keeping, you park your car or bike in your parking and then you enter your home, rather than keeping that key on the keypad or key hanger, you have kept the key somewhere else on the bed or somewhere, you don't know where you kept it. And when the next day, when you start searching that key on the keypad or key hanger, you don't find it, then what will happen? Your college has to be started at 7:30 and you have to be there at 7:30. The time requires half an hour. You start searching a key at 7 o'clock, you don't get it. The panic situation arises in your house, and after 10-15 minutes still you don't get it, and you start shouting. And what happens? After some times, your kid comes with a key which was lying below the bed, and then you are late. So a place for everything and everything in this place, when you go with this mantra in our house, in our institution, then it has a very good ambience. It has a very good positive atmosphere. There will be positive vibrations all over in your house also, in your institution also. So please maintain it, because I will tell you one more example. When a peer team visit, and of course, when we also sometimes visit as an observer, we first visit the bathroom of that institution, because maintenance, it makes a difference. Say in front to everything chakachak is there, but when we enter the bathroom, we come to know the facts and reality. Even though that is being cleaned, no doubt about that cleaning regularly and cleaning eventually makes a difference. Once a day cleaning or daily cleaning makes a difference. So there things can be judged easily. So in order to have a positive vibration, we have to maintain it very nicely and go with this line forever. This will help you to give a positive vibration in your life. Okay, next we will go for criteria number 5, that is student support and progressions. Here again you will find 100, 130 and 130 weightage for these two types, these types of institution. University is 100 and affiliate is 130. But the metrics remain simple, very simple. For example, student support. What are we asking? Student benefited by scholarship and free ship provided by the government and non-government agencies. Then capacity building and skill enhancement initiatives, soft skill, language, communication, life skill, ICT in legal. So likewise, simple things, ICT in legal concept. So there sometimes, about how technology is used in legal studies and all that. So that also has to be provided as a facility or as a course or something for the students to learn. So that is a student support. It comes into that guidance for this remains common. Guidance for competitive examination, career counseling, like this. This is all related to the student support. If we talk about progression, then placement of outgoing students, placement of students enrolled with the state bar council, or likewise some simple things are there. Percentage of students going for higher studies or qualifying a state level, national level examination. Okay, like this student progression, I will tell you in NEP, maximum of the things are talked about outcome. And this is one of the things where we have to focus on. This is the basic concept where the institution should really seriously take care. I will tell you one more thing. And this is in figures. You will understand it very easily. For example, there are 1,000 number of students in any institution, and in the form of output, you will find all 1,000 are clearing their exams and going out of that institution for further study or whatsoever. Means output is also in the form of 1,000 only. Okay. But what about outcome? There is a slight difference between output and outcome. Output means what is the total output of this institution, but outcome means what about the career of this institution? Really, how many of the students are able to develop their career after taking the education from that institution? That matters. So that has to be taken seriously. So what NEP also talks, many of the times the word is being used outcome in the NEP. So the future will depend upon the outcome of the institution. The student progression is related with an outcome. Means overall, you can assume it that this particular criteria, student support and progression, is related with an outcome. So focus request is there for all the stakeholders of the institution that they should focus on outcomes in maximum. Means the career of the students to be built up. They should do something in their career that matters, and related with that, such metrics are there in student progression. If we talk about student participation and activities, here we are asking how many number of awards or medals or outstanding performance the students have received in their sports, cultural, or moot court or arbitration competition, client counseling competition. Such type of competition, what sort of award or recognition the institution has got it. Even how many number of sports and cultural events, competition, youth parliament organized by the institution. Means this parliament concept is also their youth parliament concept. So in this way, it is essential for the students belonging to the legal fraternity. They should be aware of many of such aspects which will benefit them in their career in the near future. Alumni engagement, this is very less, 10 weightage is there, but it makes a difference. Because why it makes a difference? Because we have asked two metrics here, whether the institution has an alumni association, and second is what sort of contribution they have made in the institution in the form of financial and non-financial. That has to be elaborated. Active alumni association really benefits to the institution in many ways. Any type of institution, it's not a legal, any type of institution, it benefits. Benefits in such a way because alumni who is successful, means from that institution he has taken his study, he has done his studies, and after that he is successful lawyer or has become a judge, or likewise in that way, in that way that institution may be benefited by the alumni in a longer term. Okay, so alumni association should be very active in that institution. For example, in this good and prestigious institution of RJ group, they might be having a very good group of alumni, and this you should see that such association may remain active, and you can keep on inviting such alumni for so that they can be in touch with the institution for their benefit. And there lies the two benefit for this. Students also gets benefit. Institution also, of course, may get benefit, and alumni may have that nostalgic feeling when they visit the institution. So they are also getting beneficial by that. Governance, leadership, and management, that has a say related with that. Example, it has 100 weightage, of course. Why there is a difference? Why we always say ki governance? Because unless that governance and the leadership of that institution is very active, I mean, they should have an open-mindedness. They should be able to adapt the change. They should be very flexible. Then only there can be difference in the institution. Example, this you can see that Usha madam, she's the director of the institution. She is very active, flexible, and she wants to make a change. And accordingly, she felt that something we should go with this act process, which may benefit to the legal institution, all that. Likewise, there might be a good leaders in the good institution. Now, what are the metrics which we are focusing on in this? Example, in institutional vision and leadership, the governance of the institution is reflective, in tune with the vision and mission of the institution. Okay, we want that institution should practice a decentralization concept. That is essential, that works. Then effective leadership is reflected in various institutional practices such as decentralization, already said, and participative management. Okay, participative management में क्या होता है कि the views of the other stakeholders, for example, other colleagues, your teachers, or the administrative staff, can be taken for any sort of good decision which can impact the future of that institution. Okay. Similarly, students also can be taken into confidence. Then functioning of the institutional bodies is effective and efficient is visible from the policies, administrative setup, appointment, and service rule procedures. This depends upon if they have simply written in the text. Okay, only the things are there in their policy and procedure. If they are not practicing, that can create an issue. So we ask that whether they are practicing what they have written in the policy document, for example, specifically which is mentioned in the prospectus of that institution. Then effective welfare measures for teaching and non-teaching staff. I have already shared with you in my first and second slide that even the non-teaching staff is also taken into confidence while moving ahead with that concept. Okay. Then related with this financial management and resource allocation, that is internal, external financial audits are being done regularly by the institution. Then funds, grants received from non-government bodies or individual, that has also been taken care. Institutions strategize for mobilization of funds and optimal utilization of resources. The resources are there with the institution. Many of the sometimes if it has a good intake, okay, and they provide a lots of facilities, the resources are there. So what sort of, whether if the management is good, out of box thinking management is there, the principal is very good, if the directors are good, and they see that the institution should grow into right direction, and they have a very good vision, in that way, then optimal utilization of resources of the institution is also there. And that has to be very well narrated in the SSR when they upload it. This IQAS is interesting. That is internal quality assurance system. Why? Because what we are asking, what sort of active participation or what contribution is being done by IQAC, that is internal quality assurance, because IQAC is assumed to be as a soul of that institution. They have to keep on thinking about the best and the better of the institution. They have to take some very concrete and stringent step which can make a difference in that institution. For that, they have to take the confidence their subordinates, their teaching staff, their colleagues, and their principal and their management also. So IQAC plays a major role. We always say that the people working in the IQAC, for example, the coordinator, the members of that IQAC, or the director of the IQAC should be recognized and rewarded for their work. Okay, simply it should not be given to them as an extra responsibility. Oh, this is the responsibility, you have to do it and you may move ahead with it. It's not like, should not do like that. We should reward and recognize it, for that they get motivated. We have to work a lot. Either it is a NAAC process or preparation of NAAC process, whatever it might be, for 5 years and all that. They have to continuously work for that. So they should be recognized and rewarded for that process. One more thing I would like to add here, that quality assurance initiative of the institution, quality assurance initiative, because this is one of the metrics. Quality assurance initiative means they have taken a participation in NIRF. I said it is a compulsory part, but how seriously they do it, that matters. Then academic administrative audit, whether they do it every year or not. Even the internal process also, it's not that we should depend upon the university, they will come and do academic administrative. An internal committee can be formed, and some senior or junior faculty members can be involved. One or two administrative staff also can be involved into that process. And this academic administrative audit, if it is done regularly after every 6 months or 1 year in an institution, that helps us to find it out. That is called SWOT analysis, to find out where we are in existence, and accordingly where we should go. But believe me, friends, everything, why I'm spending so much of time for this governance, because everything depends uh, uh, upon how you proceed with the things. Example, one line I will tell you. Success depends upon the passion and how much passionate the people are. Matlab, this doesn't work through pressure. Means any sort of outcome and output is not comes through pressure. It comes through passion. If the person is willing to do it through his own motivation, through his own thought process from inside, then only there can be a difference. So what it is said that do what you love, and likewise it's vice versa, that quote is okay, means we should love what you do. It is depends upon that. So that love what you do and the motivation related with the work has to be ignited by the leader of that institution. So this all happens when there is a good coordination between everybody, and that good coordination helps to make a difference. So it has to be done in a very motivating style, in a very meditative style, okay, rather than aggressive way, or it should not be pressurized. That is my say. So this academic and administrative authority makes a difference. Similarly, some collaborative initiatives, regular meeting of IQAC for feedback analysis, all these are part of which comes into this internal quality assurance system. So here the IQAC makes has a big role to play for any sort of thing what they want to do. You can participate in ISO certification, or likewise there are so many things. One more I would like to add here. If possible, you should also participate in that THE, Times Higher Education ranking, world ranking. Okay, many you might be aware that our Indian institutions are very less into that in the top 200 or likewise, almost negligible. I think so in top 300 our Indian Institute of Science is there. It's easy. Some parameters I will share with you. There are 13 performance indicators which assess in that time, which is being assessed in that Times Higher Education World Ranking, which are majorly divided into 5 parts. First is research, citation, okay, research, citation, international outlook, industry income and outcome, in this way. And उसमें भी first जो teaching, research, citation, international outlook, industry income, उसमें से 3 part are there which has 90% of score. First is teaching 30%, research 30%, citation 30%. I will tell you it's so easy. 30% teaching में maximum of our staff is very good. Maximum of our teaching process happens very nicely. Research also is climbing high. Citation also slowly is moving high. So one that IQAC people should also focus slightly in edge. It is an edge. It is, I'm not enforcing it. I'm motivating. If you think out of box, probably you may climb further. You will can be an internationally famous institution also. So this will work out. Uske liye ek separate session which can be, you can conduct it, you can take it to move ahead and motivate your staff members. And this will benefit the teachers also. Okay. Criteria number 7. Institutional values and best practices, how it works. See, you will find that this has 100 weightage for any types of institution, whether it is a university or affiliated college. 100 score is there, 100 weightage is there for this type of criteria. And why we have kept it, we have made it compulsory also for any sort of institution to move ahead, because they should work for the betterment of the society. The institution, if it is in existence, they should work for the betterment of the society. They should think about the society. What we try to push it in the form of extension activity for the student, here we are trying to push it for the institution, that if they are directly or indirectly working for the society, that way, some or the activity, if they keep on doing it, they will benefit in this particular criteria also. So 10 minutes. Now, gender equity. May gender equity promote programs, safety and security counseling, common rooms. This is one of the metric which is there. You will find it in all these key indicators. These are related with the government slogans. Okay. Government slogans means government policies are there. Somehow institution has to do it. But if they keep a record of what they do it, they will be beneficial. Example, I will tell you. Institution has a facilities for alternate source of energy in case of environment, caution, and sustainability. 26 का weightage we have given it. Alternate source of energy or energy conversion. What are those? Example: solar energy, biogas plant, sensor-based energy conservation, use of LED bulbs. Likewise, we ask them to provide a geotag photo related with that. Purpose क्या है? Purpose is simple. When we as an institution do, okay, when we as an institution do all these things, our students keep on watching us. So when we do it, they also will try to follow the same in their society, in their house. It's simple. In our house, we have kids. If you might have seen also, when the small little kids are there, when the parents see the mobiles frequently, continuously, when they talk or likewise, you will find the same way the kids to act. They also want mobile, especially the little kids. Okay. In the similar manner, the college also has a reflection on the student. Whatever the teacher does, so teacher has to be very cautious. The faculties of the institution has to be very cautious. Whatever they does, however they act, somehow, some or the, even though those students are grown up, no problem, but they keep on observing and they also do act or react accordingly. So we have to be very careful. And so the institution, whatever they do, the action or reaction is there on the student. So we should see that we are impacting the future of our country in the form of student. So all our doing matter a lot. So what we have kept such type of metric which is beneficial for the student institution first and then for the student also. In case of this environment, caution, and sustainability, more such one or two metrics which I can remember, but I will tell you, that is facilities for management of the following. For example, degradable and non-degradable, solid waste management, liquid waste management, biomedical waste, e-waste management, waste cycling system. These all things, whether we are doing it. Then rainwater harvesting, if we are doing it. These are simple things. They see, they observe, and they try to push the same in their own in their own house, in their own society. Then green campus initiative, whether the institution is taking use of bicycle, ban on plastic, or landscaping. See, good ambience is there. So of course, their infrastructure and all that, the goodwill of that institution also improves. The positive vibrations are there. The positiveness is that the teacher and the student both will find them interest in coming to the institution, learning, studying, and all that. So these all small things are there, but it makes a difference, and it doesn't require much cost also. If a little bit of effort from all the side, from the institution, from the student, from the teacher, from the management, can make a big difference in that institution. Okay, then inclusiveness and situatedness. Here, a simple things, if we focus on example, institution has the institutional efforts initiating providing inclusive environment. They say tolerance and harmony towards cultural, regional, or sensitization of students and employees of the institution to constitutional obligation. Very simple thing. Means if we have certain document, I said now, prospectus, if something is written, whether it is really applicable or implementable by the institution, or simply it is being written for the sake. Whether the institution organizes the programs for national and international commemorative days, events. Likewise, they, whatever they do it, they should come out with the proper documentation of the same. Best practices. This is why interesting. You see, weightage is 30. Best practices of the institution should be radical, innovative, and out-of-box thinking also. In addition, it can be related with any of the 7 criteria. Okay, this is also one important thing. Few example I will quote with the best practice, how you can relate it. This waste management, if we are talking about what we do it in our institution, similar way, if we are able to plan it, that temple waste management, one example I would like to quote it, temple waste management. Okay, temple waste management may so much of waste is there in the form of the flowers and all that. If we are able to plan something for them, for the society and the nearby temple, that also can be one of the best practices. Then earn and learn can be also one of the best practice. Needy students, some institutions might be practicing, some university might be practicing. The students who might be of say financially not so good, in that case they can be provided an opportunity to earn, and simultaneously they can learn into that institution. Likewise, then maintenance of plants, one example I will quote. Say plantation we do with the help of NCC and NS and all that. After doing plantation, most probably some institution may forget it. Oh, somewhere we have done it, we have taken a photo for it. But maintenance then requires an access. So that can be one of the best practice. Instead of carrying a 2 bottles, for example, we carry 1 bottle or 2 bottles for our drinking purpose. We can carry 1 more additional, and just while going, you can just pour that water. And if one person takes a responsibility, one tree, that there can be a big change in the society in case of environment. If we talk about one more best practice I remember immediately, use and throw system pen, we use it, use and throw pen. Rather than going for use and throw pen, we should, because okay, it's a cheap, very 2 or 3 rupees pen, it doesn't cost much for us, for our pocket. But because it's a waste, it will waste after some time, what will it will be thrown. So that waste of resources should be avoided. So there are several ways which can be thought about. One more I have struck, immediately I got it. When some guests come, so we give the bouquet, that flower bouquet. What happens to that flower bouquet? It is only for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Afterwards, it's of no use. Some 200, 300 bouquet goes waste. Rather than that, we can give some flower bouquet made of some handkerchief, or you can give some book, which can be useful. Something which can be useful, because we have a limited resources with us. We should utilize our resources very properly, amicably. This is the first utmost lesson which we should also practice, and we should see that our students also practice. Then only in a very short span of time, our country may become developed one from developing. It's already in the process, but these are small things which we should learn. In interesting image, many of the times we have the resources, but we make a poor decision. It's a funny one, but it is an interesting. So it becomes the responsibility of the leader, the principal, the director, the vice chancellor, the dean, or the head of the institution to say that the resources of the institution should be utilized properly in a proper direction. Because there is a possibility that everybody may not be good in every places. Somebody may be very good in research, somebody may be very good in some extracurricular activity. So according to his capability, his or her capability, he should be pushed into that direction only. Example, if we are moving ahead with the next process and 7 criteria and all that, so every criteria has a different things to do it. So as per the ability of that individual, we should push into that criteria, and you will find a maximum thing you can be extract from that particular person. So utilization of proper resources is very essential. Now, quantitative metrics I have already shared. There is some data template which is found, you will find in end of the every manual. Okay, data templates is there. And it is in the form of Excel sheet, where the institution has to provide their related text and the documents, whatsoever they have to just provide into the link, that particular document. And accordingly, and this data template is also available when we are moving ahead with the uploading of SSR in the portal. It is there given in the manual also, but it is also there. Manual may why it is for the pre-preparation, when the institution start preparing for this assessment and accreditation process. Say some may start preparing before 6 months or 1 year or 2 year, likewise. So they can keep on filling this data template, the same document, same text and the same document, they have to upload it when they fill the SSR and the portal live. Okay. Standard operating procedure I have already shared. This SOP is available in our website. Okay. And we have updated several times. And this SOP is on the basis of what sort of documentation the institution has to provide in that quantitative matrix. Okay. And this, because it's related with the DVV, data validation verification, Sujata madam will explain more in detail about the same. Student satisfaction survey, I will narrate it in short. This is something interesting. I will tell you, in NAP, it is being talked about that the assessment of the teacher will be done on 4 or 5 ways. One is peer review, student review, research outcome, contribution to the society, like this. This will happen. This one of the cases, student satisfaction survey, is related to some extent with that. Means what sort of feeling that student has for the teaching learning process which has happened in his institution. That feeling has to be narrated by the student through the student satisfaction survey. And we have asked some 20 objective and 1 subjective question in the student satisfaction survey to the student. This is total, you will find it all. There is no personal question, all teaching learning process related questions are there. Example, you can see in front of your screen. How well did the teachers prepare for the class? And this is options are in 0 to 4 scale. How well were the teachers able to communicate? 0 to 4 scale. Accordingly, they have to narrate. Okay. Institution has to provide 50% of their data. Example, in IIK, they have given 1,000 number students. So 1,000 means 50%, means 500 numbers of students data they have to provide. 500 number of students data means email address, and that should be unique in nature. It should not be repeated like it should be unique in nature. Otherwise, system detects its repeat and system counts only once. So it should be unique in nature, and they have to provide it 50%. But they can provide more than that. If they are providing more than that, then the chances of scoring is more as compared to if the less is provided. Okay. So what happens after that? As soon as they provided this data, and after the SSR gets uploaded, the student satisfaction survey gets initiated. Unless until they provided 50% of the data, the SSS doesn't get initiated. Okay, in this. Now what happened? SSR once gets uploaded, this notification is there in the website. In our website also it is there for the institution. They can push this notification in their notice board in their institution. The SSS gets initiated. The students are requested to reply to the email what they receive, because this SSS question has been sent through their to their email addresses, and simply they have to respond that questionnaire, just tick, and 5 to 10 minutes or 15 minutes, they have to complete it and submit it. But that email is active for few days only. Some says for 7 days or 15 days, something. It is active for few days only, and thereafter it becomes disabled. So a time period is there for the SSS to be completed. That is to be noted. Okay. Initially what happens when the SSS is being initiated, some 30% of the students are sent mail. 30%, the system selects it randomly. Any of the, say for example, in this case there are 1,000 students, 2,000 may say 1,000 students data, that is minimum 50% the institution has to upload. Out of this 1,000 students, 30% of the students are being sent a mail. And out of the 30%, if the response level, for an institution to score, the response should be 10% or 100 for the college and for the 500 for the university. If the response is less than that, then what happens? The system itself send the mail to all the rest of the students, means all 70 rest of the 70% students, the institution, the system sends the mail. With a time period of more 15 days, it provides to the institution for the students to respond. So for the institution who goes for the ANA process, you see that as soon as this SSS gets initiated, they should notify to the student, and they should motivate the students to respond to the mail so that maximum score the institution can score. In this way, the score can be seen by the institution in their portal. For example, in this case, the institution's student strength was 478. Initially, probably 30% of the students were sent the mail, but there was no response. Automatically, the total number of students were sent a mail. In that case, the response from the student was there, that is 48.53% of the students responded, and for them the score was 3.03. In this way the things work. Now this BUCA is something interesting. The overall this teaching learning process questionnaire, we found, we felt it should be related with something which is interesting, that is because the job market is slightly volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguity. So we have to see that as an institution, we should develop the students' capability. So our intention is that institutions should see that the students' capability be developed through their teaching learning process and various other means. That is an intention, one more intention behind this SSS. Okay. Peer team visit. Previously, this whole process was subjective in nature, as already shared. Still, it is subjective in nature, but the restrictions are there. Previously, the 100% subjectivity was there. Whenever the peer team used to visit the institution, they have to give the scores on the full concept of 1000 weightage. Now their say is for legal education is almost, I have shared with you, only 35% is remaining with them. In that case, what has to be done? We provide the institution the information related to the peer team visit only 3 days before the visit, only 3 days before. And all their logistic expenses, their honorarium, every expense is beared by NAC. That is something very interesting as compared to the previous process. Okay. Here, even the honorarium, we also have requested the institution not to give even the bouquet also. Only they have to take care of their lunch and pick and drop from the airport to the hotel and then hotel to the institution. That way, they have to manage rest of the things. Everything expenses is being paid by NAG, even their food expenses also, except lunch, everything means we pay it for their food expenses and all that when they submit the bills. Like this way, the things are happening. Acha, one additional point we have pushed it as compared to the previous process. It is essential everybody to upload their SSR, IAQ, and every other assessment accreditation process in their website. It is compulsory for the stakeholders' information. Because it is related with the assessment accreditation process, and the institutions are very eager to understand the thing. If any difficulty is there, we have come out with an innovative idea of this issue management system. The institution may raise their issues, if so any, in their portal. In their portal means through their institution's portal. And from our side, the NAC officers are there. As per their specialization, they reply to this. Means this issue goes to the particular NAC officer as per the things what he or she is doing. And the response is expected or is being given immediately on the same day or the next day if it is escalated to some other. And this IMS is being observed personally by our director that the response is there. And you will find surprise that I think so there are very less number of central government institutions which are so perfect in their process related with the customer, related with their concept, related with the response to the institutions issues or likewise. Even one more thing I would like to tell you. We have even reduced the fees also. Previously, our fees was 3 lakh, 4 lakh, 5 lakh. We have reduced this drastically in order to help the institution that the maximum number of institutions should come for this AN process. That is one more achievement which I would like to share. Now, this slide is intentionally I have shared with you that it's just like this process is just like a biscuit. If it is delayed, it is gone. So we have to not miss the opportunity. We have to grab it and we should start preparing in advance. That is the say. Reason is this. You will find that since 2017, we have launched this revised accreditation framework. Around 2,269 number of institutions we have accredited. And if you total how many institutions has got more than A grade, this is 240 plus 121 plus 37. So it is almost 300 and some 98, means almost 400. Only 400 institutions out of the 2,269 institutions, only 400 institutions have got more than A grade. This is very clear. This is stringent, robust, and transparent system. So institution has to take the thing seriously if they really want to get a good grade. An achievement with the NAAC process is we have done around 14,076 number of accreditation, which is highest in the world done by any sort of accreditation agencies. Okay, this is something interesting part. And if we talk about our own state, Maharashtra, maximum number of institutions are being accredited as compared to any of the state in the country. This is the achievement. Maximum of them means say in Maharashtra, 4,494 colleges are there. Out of that, almost 40% are accredited, and in university 65 are there, or almost 50% of the universities are accredited. This is a very high figure as compared to any of the state in the country. I am repeating again and again because it is a commendable thing for the Maharashtra. Now, every step, starting, I have said it, and now in the end, I am sharing with you that every staff member, whether it is teaching or non-teaching, should involve in the quality of upgradation in order to make a difference. So what commitment matters of everybody. And friends, this is interesting. See, just like green forest, every tree has to be green. Similarly, for quality-oriented institution, every individual has to be quality-oriented. Every individual has to be devoted, dedicated to some or the some other extent, he should support this quality letter. Just I have shared with you initially that image of an elephant, that man is pushing him to climb the truck. That simple push-up is essential. At least those people who are unable to not directly support it, but at least indirectly they should push it. Then only there can be a full quality oriented institution, just like this green forest. And for every of our doing, we should have our nation first. Every of our doing, and this should go with our students also. If we have that feeling, every person and every individual should have that feeling, there will be again a concrete achievement. It will be concrete achievement for our economy, for our nation. So whatsoever we do, there should be always a nation first. So friends, a quote I will share and then I will end it. If we keep doing what we are doing, we will keep getting what we are getting. If we want to get the results we have never got before, then we have to do the things we have never done before. We have to do the things we have never done before. We want to achieve something very different in our life. So perseverance matters a lot. Whatever we think, we are able to do it. And I am very much thankful to Usha madam and to all the people who have organized this webinar, that I will be able to communicate, converse. And this session is open for question and answer session, if after probably Sujata madam or before, any way it can happen. So many thanks. So many thanks for joining. Namaste.
Thank you, Kaude sir. Now we'll move to the next resource person, Dr. Sujata Shanbag, advisor to the National Assessment and Accreditation Council, Bangalore, India. Dr. Sujata holds postgraduate degree in education from Regional Institute of Education, Mysore, with specialization in educational technology and special education. Her PhD was focused on child development, for which she was chosen to work with socially disadvantaged children from the SC and ST population. She has a doctoral degree in education from Karnataka University, Dharwad, Karnataka. Dr. Sujata Shanbag started her career as primary school teacher. To pursue her research interest, she joined as a junior project fellow of NCRT and moved on to the Education Division of the Planning Commission, Government of India, New Delhi, as an economic officer. She has also worked in the Project Evaluation Office of Planning Commission, Bangalore. She has an overall 15 years of experience in research, educational planning, and quality assurance. She has coordinated more than 1,000 assessment and accreditation visits across the country and has contributed extensively to the development of manual state-wise analysis and different guidelines of NAAC. Over the years, Dr. Sujata Shanbag has also organized several awareness program, training program, post-accreditation programs, capacity building programs, and assessors interaction meeting. Nominated under faculty exchange program, she has undergone training in assessment and accreditation in Australia and in Malaysia. Madam has also co-authored and authored papers presented in various national and international conferences. With such extensive experience, we are sure that Madam is going to contribute us and will be gain immense knowledge from her talk. So ma'am will be explaining us about the data validation and verification process, which focus on quantitative metrics. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, madam. Welcome.
No voice, please.
Madam, mic is not working, I think. We can't hear you. Think your mic
Ma'am,
is not working.
please
We
unmute
can't
yourself.
hear.
You're not audible.
Yeah. Yeah, we cannot. You are unmuted, but the mic is not working.
Yeah.
Ma'am, check your laptop mic.
Ma'am, you can log in from your mobile and let the slides run on your computer.
Sujata madam, slides can be on the laptop. You can use your mobile for voice. Yeah, because we can't.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay, okay.
Madam.
Give me 2 minutes. I have logged in
Thank
from
you.
other things. There is an echo. I'll just. Suresh Babu, desktop will work up there. Give me 2 minutes, huh? I'll just.
Yes, madam, we can hear you.
Yeah. I think you have to enable me to share the.
1 minute, madam.
PPT.
Just a minute.
I have come in another laptop.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Please. Actually, that.
Ma'am, you are logged in with what name, ma'am? Acha.
I think Sujata Shanbag.
Yeah, ma'am, you can check just.
Yeah. Now I think I can share. 1 minute. I'll just share. I can hear from them, but I can't speak. Or you can do it later on, no problem. I have logged in from this.
No, it will be disturbing.
No, it will disturb later on. Let us do. And now you can see my slides, I think, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 1 minute. I'll go for the slideshow. Namaskar. Sorry for the inconvenience. You have heard Dr. Kavde regarding this assessment and accreditation process of NAC. I'll be explaining you about the DVV, data validation and verification process, which is very important, and it is the verification of your quantitative metrics. All of you have heard from Kavde that there are 7 criteria, and these 7 criteria are delineated into the key indicators, and those are again divided into metrics, which are actual tasks or the operations carried out by the institution. And these metrics are of 2 types. One is qualitative metric and the other one is the quantitative metric. The qualitative metrics are evaluated by the peer team members, and the quantitative metrics are evaluated by the DVV partners. And this is the process. You have already heard about this. IIQA, then the submission of SSR, and once you submit the SSR, it will be assigned to DVV partner. The student satisfaction survey will be going on simultaneously, and it will be assigned to a NAC officer who is called coordinator of this particular institution. And once the SSS score, then the DVV scores, that is quantitative metric scores, and the peer team scores are combined, and you get your status on A&A. I said once you submit the SSR, it will be assigned to a DVV partner, and that partner will accept or reject your SSR based on the conflict of interest. If that person has any conflict of interest, he will not take. And once it is assigned, it will be scrutinized by the DVV partner, and they will be looking into your metric value, whatever you have given, and the data template which is you have uploaded already, and the supporting documents you have uploaded, and the links which are provided by you. Apart from that, the DVV partner will be looking into the AISHE portal, NIRF portal, and UGC portal if required, and the institutional website to cross-verify the values and to arrive at the validation things. Once the DVV partner does this, if he finds everything is fine, whatever the value you have given is supported by the data template as well as the uploaded document, then there won't be any query on the particular metric. Otherwise, he or she will be raising the queries, or they will seek some clarification documents which are required to arrive at the particular whatever the value which you are given. To validate that, they may need few more documents that they will be seeking through the clarification process. And it has 15, they will be giving you 15 days time for replying to the clarification. This is the DVV portal of the institution. This is the HEI portal. You can see here in the left side, the dashboard, IIQA, SSR, and DVV. Under DVV, you can see SSR, DVV clarification. Once you get the clarification, this will be looking like this. Here they say how many days are left. Actually, it is 15 days only they will give, and you have to click, and the next slide will look like this. Sorry, the next inside the portal, it will look like this.
Ma'am, the slides are not moving, ma'am.
Slides are not moving. I think there is some problem with your Zoom or with my laptop. I am not sure. Let me try from my mouse. Is it moving now?
No, ma'am. Don't change the slide on your slideshow. Close the slideshow and change the slides on this file itself.
Now?
Somehow no slide is not, now it's moving.
Moving? Maybe
Yes,
there is some.
Madam, you make it full screen, no?
I think I have to click on the particular slide. There is something problem in the things. I tried my buttons and both the mouse.
Okay, now it's okay. It's moving.
With the button, it is
Yeah.
moving. It went back.
Yes, madam.
Okay. This is the portal which you can see where you have to give your answer. The DVV partner has raised the query. They have asked in this particular college, provide brochure of all programs has been operational during the assessment period. Whatever they ask, you have to provide that. If you have already submitted those things, then you can refer back where you have provided. And sometimes if the data is very huge, they will ask the sample. For example, there are 40 or 50 teachers and they have to verify their qualification or something. Then they may ask particularly, they may ask 10 teachers by name and you have to provide their details. Otherwise, if you fail to give one person's document, then they may change the data as per the pro rata basis. And you have 15 days to give the reply. Once the institution's replies, the DVV partner will go through those replies and again go through all the metrics, verifies, and either they accept the value provided by the institution or the values given by the institution during the clarification stage, or after clarification, they may change the value depending on the documents provided by the institution, or they may suggest the new value depending on the documents. There are 4 kinds of changes happens. One is no answer change. That is whatever the value given by the institution is accepted as it is. Second one is clarification stage. The institution modifies based on the DVV partner's remarks and that clarification value will be accepted. Third one is the DVV partner might have suggested certain values and that will be only given by the DVV partner, or after the clarification, the DVV partner may change the value depending on the documents. It will be the entirely different values. And once this validation completes, that will be sent to NAC and NAC will verify it once for the completeness of the process. And once everything is over, then it will be, the DVV process will be completed. And for this, normally it takes 1.5 months to 2 months. And once the DVV partner changes the things, you can see here in the last column that DVV suggestion recommended or changed after clarification. In the similar way, you can see no answer change and HI clarification accepted. The important thing is that while submitting the SSR2 and while giving the clarification response, the institution should be very precise. You should give the explanation precisely and even the documents which are necessary, and it should be relevant. Do not give bulky documents. Even some of the documents may be bulky, maybe somewhere you have to give the minutes of the meeting. Maybe it may run through 15-20 pages. In that case, you need not give the complete pages. You may give the first page and the last page and where the decision has been taken, and all the documents should be authenticated by the head of the institution in case of colleges. In case of university, it is by the registrar. I'll be repeating, the answer should be very precise and focused. And the supporting document, whatever you are giving, should support your claim rather than confusing. And wherever it is required, you can highlight those sentences, paragraphs, or values. Maybe in the audited report, whichever you are, they have to see, you can highlight that, or in the minutes of the meeting where the decision has been taken with respect to that particular metric, you can highlight those things and upload. And the upload should be very clear. Sometimes we have seen somewhere they scan it, but it is not legible. In such cases, it will be very difficult for DVV partner to take the decision. Sometimes if too many documents are of this kind, they may reduce the value. And the upload capacity is 5 MB. You have to have the documents within 5 MB, or if it is more than 5 MB, then you upload whole document on the NAC website, on the institutional website, and give the link. And the link should be given to page or the document, not to the home page or somewhere else. See, DVV partner cannot keep on searching in your website. The link should lead to the particular page or the document. This is very, very important. And as I said already, there are 15 days given. And if you have any problem, there is a natural calamity or political disturbance or the pandemic like this, you can ask for the extension of time with the valid reason. Then NAC provides the extension of time. If you don't ask for the extension of time, on the 15th day, for the last moment, the application itself makes the DVV answers submitted to NAC. Even if you don't submit, it will get submitted. And your case will be considered as non-response case. And what happens if it is a non-response case? We say it is not attempted completely or partially, and we say it is withdrawn case, and you have to go out of the A&A process, and whatever you have paid the fees so far will be forfeited. So if you have real Zinai problem, then ask for the extension. As Dr. Kaude said, please plan properly, do the things meticulously, keep the data and document ready before submitting the IIQA, so that you will not have any problem with regard to meeting the timelines. If it happens by chance, the institution has not submitted the answers, and it has been forcefully submitted and it has been withdrawn, then the institution can come after an year. But my sincere request is, don't give such an opportunity. If you have any problem, you raise the issue through the portal, through support and help. As the quantitative metrics has 70% of the CGPA, this DVV process is the game changer with respect to your CGPA and the grade. It's very important. You have to put serious efforts to answer the clarifications. Not only clarifications, I would like to say, when you submit the SSR itself, please have the data, documents, write it, and one team, if they fill the SSR, the other team let them verify it so that others' view also will be taken here, because the DVV partner will be completely new. And sometimes we have seen the institutions assume something that the DVV partner will know certain things. No, you should think you are explaining a person who doesn't know anything about your institution, and you have to clearly explain the things. And anytime you can contact NAC. And before going to the next slide, I would like to say there are 5 types of metrics in the quantitative metrics itself. One is where we ask for the 5 years data, each year data for the 5 years assessment period. And the other kind is, it is the consolidated data for the 5 years. Third kind is, it is the data for only last completed academic year. Fourth one is multiple choice. That is, there are options and you have to say how many options you have met with. And fifth one is ratio, and it is calculated automatically from the extended profile metric. There are extended profile metrics which are normally the common value which are taken for the calculation of the final value for that metric. Here I would like to say, though the metric says percentage of something, institution will not give the percentage. It will be calculated by the system. Institution will give the number of certain things. There is a sub question metric, and in that metric you will know the intent of the metric, and there is a sub metric for which you will be answering or you are giving the value. And based on that value and the extended profile metric value, the final value will be calculated using the formula. If you look at the SSR, you will know the formula which is applied for a particular metric. And in financial related metrics, you have to give the value in lakhs. Somewhere we have seen the institutions are giving the absolute figure. That will not be accepted, or sometimes the DVV partner will convert it. But it is better the institution should give the figures in lakhs. And we expect that the institution will give the audited report of the institution. Here I would like to repeat, it should be of the institution and not of the trust. In that case, if you provide the trust audited report, your value will not be considered. Or if we can arrive at with logic, with your website input, we may arrive at the data. But it is not necessarily the institutional data will be considered. And as said by the Kavade, it is very, very important for you when you start reading the manual or the matrix, simultaneously, you have to look at the SOP in which we have given you that these are the things which are expected as a supporting document. Apart from that, if you think something is a supporting document, you can give that also to validate your claim. But those are the, with our experience, we have listed those documents, and what we don't consider is also written in that. So kindly go through the metric, look at the formula and the SOP so that you will understand the intent of the metric and you will know what to answer. This is very, very important. These are the things. With the completion of the DVV score, the QNM will be finalized. In the DVV, one of the metric, that is SSS, which is also a quantitative metric, is not considered. That is that student satisfaction score will be generated automatically. And on completion of the DVV process, your SSR will be updated with the new values confirmed by the DVV partner, and response is recalculated afresh by the system. And these values, changed values, are annexed to your SSR. And you have to upload this SSR on your website. And you will know. And I would like to request, once you submit the SSR, kindly go through the portal every day without fail. What is happening, whether the SSS process is going on, the DVV process is going on, is there any value is getting changed in the portal? If it is changed, what are the reasons given? And if you feel those changes are not correct, then you have to alert NAC. Otherwise, the score will be changed. So you have to be careful while DVV process is going on. As I said earlier, these are the important points. Understand the intent of the metric and read the metric along with the SOP for better understanding. Refer glossary 2. And with the whatever is the intent of the metric, accordingly, you have to give the documentation. And all the photos should be geotagged, and there may be a question. We have already conducted some programs and we have taken the photographs. It's not geotagged. What shall we do? In such cases, you give the caption when this program has happened, what is the title of the program, and along with the photographs, you give the report. And if there is any paper cuttings, newspaper cuttings regarding this program, that will be help the DVV partner to validate the claims. And as I have already told, whatever the document you upload, it should be clearly visible and readable, and it should be in the PDF form. Here I would like to say how you present is more important. Sometimes we have observed the institution will do so many activities, but it fails to present the activities. See that you people can, the team, steering committee or IQAC team can sit and discuss on each metric and what are the probable documents and present those documents. Do not leave any activity mentioned, but you cannot mention the same activity in two different metrics, then it will not be considered. You look at those activities and see where it fits better. And in those places, you have to mention those activities. And I already told that 5 MB is the limit, and otherwise you have to upload it on the institutional website and give the link to the particular page or the document. And if you upload it in the third-party website, we will not consider it. It should be on the institutional website only, and it should be on the main domain, not the subdomain. All the communication should be done through the portal only, and avoid password protection. Whatever you have uploaded, avoid that. If it is password protected, you may lose the score over there. And if it is in the regional language, any document, then kindly translate those portions and the first and the last page of the document and upload it and highlight these things in the English version as well as in the regional document. And extract of the audited statement you may give in the financial related metrics, but you have to give the audited statement in the extended profile metric, the complete audit statement you have to give. And under which heading these are included, also you have to highlight somewhere. Of course, the consultancy is not applicable to the affiliated colleges, but sometimes we say the institution claims they have generated XYZ number lakhs through consultancy, but when we look at the audited statement, we don't find that subheading or the heading for those things. Then it will be difficult to consider your claims. And as said by Kaude, anything you have any problem in the portal, there is a support and help desk. You have to raise your queries through this help desk, and you can attach, if there is any technical problem, you can attach the error page, or if you want to explain something, you can attach the documents and you can submit it to NAC, and within 24 hours, you will receive the response. And if any response requires policy decision or discussion among the officers, that may take little more time. Otherwise, routine answers will be given within 24 hours. And if you are not already registered with NAC, if you don't have your portal, you can send the request to help desk. There is a dedicated help desk which has 2 dedicated phone lines and an email. You can contact them. I would like to request you to register with NAC at the earliest. It doesn't mean if you register, it doesn't mean you have to submit the IIQA or SSR. You can submit the AQAR, you can look into other things, whatever the notice or notifications which are coming. And one more thing I would like to say, please visit NAC website also very frequently, so that you will know the latest news of NAC or decisions of NAC regarding A&A. You can look into the apply online button, under which all the documents, formats and other things are given, and you have to look into the notification also. Before closing, I would like to say quality is an investment and not an expense. Let us plan, implement properly, and as said by Kaude, it is a teamwork. All of us together work towards the enhancement of quality in higher education. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sujata Madam. So humane, so humble, and working with you also has been a great pleasure. And I request Vice Principal, Dr. Sneha Devuskar, to propose the formal vote of thanks to our 2 eminent speakers who have been resource person from NAC, Bangalore. Sneha Madam.
Before that, Madam, if there is any query, anyone wants to ask anything, maybe we can take it up.
Madam, 1 minute.
Go for
Same,
Dr. Kaude is also
criteria wise. We are going to take session criteria wise.
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow in the discussion, if you can join a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
Because each and every criteria, we are taking every question.
Okay.
So tomorrow afternoon, 1 hour we have kept only for discussion.
Okay. Okay.
So we are requesting you.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Neha Madam, can you please propose?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Thank you, madam. It's my proud privilege to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of Hindi Vidya Prachar Samiti's Ramniranjan Jhunjhunwala College, Director Dr. Usha Mukundan, Principal Dr. Himanshu Dauda, and on my behalf, I extend very sincere thanks to Dr. Devendra Kaude, Deputy Advisor, NAC Bangalore, for sparing his valuable time and guiding the participants about the 7 criteria. Thank you, sir. And I extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Sujata Shanbhag, Advisor, NAC, Bangalore, for sparing the time and guiding us, and especially pointing out do's and don'ts of NAC, which are very, very important to us. Thank you very much on behalf of our IKSC team.
Thank you, ma'am. To all the members, we'll take a lunch break and we'll assemble back at 2 o'clock, where we'll start with session 2. Members, you can join back after the lunch break at 2 o'clock. Sir, you can end the session, and we'll be back at 2 o'clock, where we'll be going for the technical session and discussion of each criteria at length.